You have 24 hours.
Is MrBeast getting canceled?
MrBeast is being accused of rigging his latest competition.
Is MrBeast scamming people?
As you can see, Influenced by Dexerto has repeatedly tried to cancel and slander MrBeast. But why? Why would a trusted media company try to ruin the reputation of arguably the best person on this platform for seemingly no reason? First, let me tell you about Influenced by Dexerto. What is it? Who are they? Why do they do what they do? Well, dear viewer, let me tell you. Influence is a branch of Dexerto that focuses on releasing short bites of influencer news adapted for the current internet landscape. Here's what you need to know: despite YouTube and TikTok being so massive, everyone is still competing for attention. And that's the same for these companies like Dexerto. They don't magically become the biggest names for no reason. They're constantly searching for whatever will give them an inch over their competition. In journalism, this means two things. You have to talk about what people care about, and you always need to find out the next big scoop related to that topic. It just so happens that people care about MrBeast, so naturally they're constantly searching for scoops about MrBeast. But him giving 10k to another random stranger, it gets stale, it just doesn't bring in the views. But you know what does? Am I implying that Dexerto is muddying Jimmy Beast's name to get cheap clicks? No, I'm saying it directly. Dexerto is muddying Jimmy Beast's name to get cheap clicks. So in this video, I am showcasing their various lies and defending MrBeast. Not that he needs my defense.
You f***ed us.
MrBeast is getting called out. YouTuber William Osman was a part of MrBeast's Squid Games and says it was a traumatic experience, stating what would normally take 3 weeks to get done, they had to rush and do it in one.
Like the MrBeast one stressed me. I felt stressed watching that one.
What's the MrBeast one?
They're like, hey, we're doing this Squid Game thing. Needed to build some sort of like squib system to make it look like people were being shot. Completely synthesized from scratch. A device that could be replicated 500 times in basically 2 weeks.
When you found out about the project, was it 2 weeks before?
3 weeks before. It was really bad. One point, I was talking to someone on the phone. I literally said, like, I'm
In this clip, William Osman talks a bit about what it was like to work for MrBeast in the Squid Game video, the tight deadlines and sheer magnitude of what MrBeast asked for. If your only impression of the interview came from Influenced by Dexerto, you'd think, oh my god, MrBeast is working people tooth and bone. But if you watch the full clip, you'll see a completely different story. Let me show you.
Well, was your first question like, why didn't you give me more notice or something?
No, I didn't ask them any questions. Like, I was very blunt with them. That's why I was worried some people would get upset with the, you know, MrBeast team for asking for something so crazy. But it's like they had this problem, and I said, I think we can do it. And I gave them a price. It was a lot of money, and I was like, it's going to cost an insane amount of money. And I warned them that you guys potentially going to pay us this money, and we're not going to deliver you something. Are you okay with that?
And they were like, yeah.
And they said, okay.
Well, that seems like a very MrBeast thing to agree to.
That quick bit of context can completely change your perspective on the whole situation. It's not even funny how out of context the whole thing is. It wouldn't be fair of me just to show you one of their screw-ups and call it a day. So let me show you them going out of their way to defend Mr. Jimmy.
MrBeast is being accused of rigging his latest competition. Jimmy's Chocolate Factory Challenge video was won by Dallin Lambert, one half of the Della Vlogs YouTube channel. Now, there are some things here that, if true, are a little suspicious. The text they had that others didn't seem to get, the apparent family ties they have with guest Gordon Ramsay, but some of the accusations are absurd.
You'll see that his rocks on his little thing is just, they're way closer than all the other ones.
No, they aren't.
And the camera's always on him.
Is this guy aware that things are edited in post-production?
He just looks cool. He's got these rings on. He's got this Adidas athletic wear. He just really came to make a statement.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. Whilst I'm all for exposing YouTubers if they are up to no good and totally understand trying to get in on the latest news, accusing a fellow YouTuber of rigging competitions with no actual proof should be something that's never acceptable.
That's great. Actually, kudos for them. You know, they're doing the right thing, defending MrBeast on this kind of dumb matter. But wait, let me show you something else.
Come on, just give me like a bracelet or something. Jeez.
Is the new MrBeast competition rigged? In his best Willy Wonka impression, Jimmy has released his own chocolate bar, with each one having a chance at a $1 million prize pool.
There's our code. Let's see if we're a winner.
Oh, bruh, I had so much faith in you.
But some people have spotted some weird results.
Before this, I had to enter all like my information, so it knows I'm a new person entering these codes. So the first code is going to be like, oh, he's not a winner, but we're going to give him the video. But now we're just going to give him junk.
And what was the proof that the Feastable challenges were rigged? A couple people out of literal millions sharing videos of them not winning? Given that MrBeast hosts a variety of fun challenges with often more than 10k in prizes, having a major media company accuse him of rigging a game can drastically affect his future challenges. It's just insane that they would put that out there without vetting it or anything, you know? Now here's a real story that they covered.
MrBeast has been accused of stealing from artists.
Toilet gate.
TikToker Liz Marek put out a video showing a hyper-realistic toilet she was asked to make out of cake, and beady-eyed fans spotted a very similar looking item in MrBeast's Chocolate Factory video. The problem, MrBeast's team had not paid Liz for her work.
I never thought that they would not pay me for the actual project.
Instead, they allegedly showed the design to a different artist, something Liz specifically asked them not to do, presumably because the other artist was cheaper. Now, I'm not accusing Jimmy of anything, the man's a saint as far as I can tell, but it is worrying that his team got this so wrong, especially when Liz now faces waves of hate and backlash from MrBeast fans just for sticking up for herself.
People are so angry.
Now, since then, Jimmy has cleared this all up and paid for the time and materials used. However, what if a reveal video hadn't blown up? What if fans had never brought this to MrBeast's attention? That's a lot of labor, skill, and cake to be absorbing as cost, all of which could have been avoided.
To clarify, the story was never that MrBeast stole her cake. It's that Jimmy talked to her about potentially hiring her, and she made mock designs and stuff. And then he asked another baker to make the cakes. If you recognize the green cakes, you know who. I understand why she's upset, but I don't believe Jimmy is wrong to choose to work with someone else, you know?
There are, literally tens of millions of people that depend on this for their livelihood and to feed their kids and pay their rent and stuff like that.
Is MrBeast scamming people? With the recent uprise in cryptocurrency, there has been a large spike in shady people using celebrity faces to scam people for money. And MrBeast is now a victim of this. His team came out publicly stating that trying to catch these people is like trying to catch a ghost. Only these ghosts are stealing a lot of innocent people's money.
So yeah, it like kind of sucks, but I think a lot of people should direct some of that anger more towards advertisers and less towards them.
They're talking about the crypto scams that use MrBeast's face when he has no involvement whatsoever. And they're not wrong to point out these scammers are using MrBeast's brand to trick kids into giving them all their information. But to clickbait the story so hard and pretend Jimmy has anything to do with this is absurd, and there's no other way to describe it. The title of this next one is MrBeast accused of trashing a supermarket.
And I'm the one to get to tell y'all so.
Oh, God, get him! MrBeast has been accused of trashing a supermarket. YouTube superstar MrBeast was rumored to be showing up to hometown store Piggly Wiggly and paying for everyone's groceries. Chaos ensued as overexcited shoppers filled their carts to the brim and waited, but Jimmy didn't arrive. But why would a man known for his incredible generosity not turn up to a packed store of customers? Well, it turns out this was intended to be a quiet project where MrBeast would turn up and pay for a few people shopping discreetly. But the grocery store leaked his arrival, and after being informed of the state of the supermarket, Jimmy cancelled due to security issues, leaving shoppers infuriated and staff to clean up the mess. Who do you think is at fault here?
MrBeast is not coming today due to security issues.
Oh, Jesus, no, tell bring his back.
Even though he has bought out entire stores before, this video wasn't supposed to be that. And for select people on the internet to be upset that Jimmy didn't pay for a bunch of people's groceries, it's just absurd, especially since he didn't even announce it ahead of time. It was supposed to be a surprise. So their title, it's so misleading and unfair to Jimmy.
You have 24 hours.
Is MrBeast getting canceled? After years of creating a variety of content on his channel, MrBeast has become the most subscribed creator on the platform, surpassing the old king PewDiePie's 111 million sub count. Fans were anxiously awaiting for PewDiePie's reaction to losing his crown, and when it came, it shocked them.
Congrats, MrBeast. Obviously just joking, but delete your channel as promised.
Mr. DePie has literally always said he believes Jimmy was going to be the next person to pass him, and he's been happily expecting it. So to show a sarcastic throwaway joke as a serious threat, it's dumb.
Now that MrBeast has 100 million subscribers, congrats. Do you think he will ever pass you? What do you think of it? Yeah, he definitely will. Come on, I've been retired for like 2 years now. I can't wait for it to be over. His fans are infiltrating my comments. I guess I'm getting a taste of my own medicine. That's alright, he definitely deserves it. I hope he does that.
Alright, I'm just going to show you one more clip. It's my personal favorite, then we're done, okay?
MrBeast has been humbled. The YouTube legend is in India to collab with one of India's very own famous creators, 8-Bit Thug. While overseas, MrBeast was approached to take a photo. Of course, MrBeast was kind enough to agree. Once the photo was taken, MrBeast had his translator ask the man about his content and which video he loved the most. In a hilarious turn of events, the guy actually had no idea who MrBeast was, and honestly just wanted to take a photo with a tall white guy.
You're probably wondering why that's my personal favorite. I mean, literally nothing happens in that clip. It's literally just a throwaway tweet by MrBeast. And that's the point. It's literally not even news. I don't understand why they made that a whole clip, you know? Maybe I'm just nitpicking though. And I'm not trying to say any of their videos are a threat to MrBeast. It's all clickbait. And if they were an independent channel trying to make it by, I wouldn't say a thing. But their words have weight because they're attached to Dexerto. They're supposed to be the apex of influencer news, but they're kinda just worse than a tabloid. Thank you for watching this far. If you did like the video, please like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I've been your host, Inane, and it would be a pleasure to see you again.